I'm out in the garden again this morning, and I have exciting news. I ordered something on Amazon and it came yesterday. I have a hose link all the way over there. And I had gotten these hooks that are meant for flowers at my big box store close by. And, well, first of all, some of the edges are like the bracing thing at the bottom broke off. So now this can fully turn, which is not helpful. But it's like the hook wasn't quite big enough. So I got these other ones that look, I think like they'll be bigger or better. And it's like a whole entire U almost. So I'm gonna put these out and we'll test it and see what it looks like. Okay, I got it all set up. I almost feel like I need them to be taller because when I'm pulling this hose, let me see, it kind of jumps out. Well, of course it looks perfect when I'm going backwards. When I'm pulling it towards me though, it really jumps out of the thing. But these weren't that expensive. I could always go back and look at more and see, but it's definitely better than what I had before. So we'll try it. Since I was in the garden yesterday, I harvested some yesterday. There's really nothing to harvest now, but some of this cabbage is looking good. I'm really excited. I'm excited. I mean, I don't want to pull it too early, but obviously there's plenty of worms eating everything. But I think it'll be okay. And the red cabbage is looking pretty good too. Some of these I had gotten from, I'd gotten starts because I was concerned that the ones that I had started weren't doing very well. And so I'd gotten a couple starts, so I'm not exactly sure which are which. That one right there is not doing good, so I can pull that, but yeah, looking pretty good. Although last night I was thinking, and I do think I want to plant some more carrots here. You can't really see them, but there's a few straggling onions that hadn't flopped over yet. Some of them are the starts that I bought. Some of them are the ones that I planted, like this one. Well, this one looks like it's being eaten as we speak by a worm. But some of these are ones that I started way back in January, I want to say is when I started them. And they look okay. So I thought about putting carrots here and then continuing my fall garden over there. But I did just have like broccoli and cabbage planted, or sorry, broccoli and cauliflower planted right there. So my other thought was to plant carrots right there, or even in the front here you could do another thing of carrots. I know carrots are just so good and they're easy filler. So I thought I might do some carrots right there, and then this could be ready for my fall garden once, I mean the onions, you know, that would give the onions potentially maybe one more month, and then I could pull them up and plant some cauliflower and broccoli. Right now, the only seed I have is sprouting broccoli, which I think is fun. And I think it would do better in the fall anyway, just because of the cooler, the somewhat cooler temperatures. So I'm excited to see how it does. But I think next year I'll buy some like full heads of broccoli seed and see. I'm not sure what variety, but I'm sure there's a million I can pick from. Now, my potatoes. This is what I was going to show you. My potatoes. I was looking yesterday as I was putting out all of my potatoes that I pulled up yesterday and putting them downstairs, letting them kind of dry out. This is the mid-season potatoes, and they look so bad. Like, they just look like I could probably harvest them. And the next 2 days this week before I work, the next 2 days this week, I'm having some like yard work done. So I really won't be able to be in the garden, or at least I prefer to be in the garden when I'm by myself. So part of me just thinks maybe I should just, I mean, I could wait till next week. I'm sure I could find things to do, but I also just kind of want to be in the garden. And I think I might just pull these up. These are Yukon Gold, mid yellow, like mid-season. Again, I'm not very experienced with planting potatoes. I do think it's been long enough. I mean, it's been probably, I don't know, 80 days, I would think. Which really, the early season ones probably could have been harvested around 60 days, but which I have my honey nut squash over there, which looks pretty sad now that it's in the sun. But I'm hoping the honey nut will kind of trail this way. But I think I'm gonna pull them up. I'm excited. You know, I mean, you start harvesting things and you get really excited. And I got another canning book yesterday, so I'm excited for tomatoes and everything to come in. So I think I'm gonna harvest them. Why not? Why not do it? Stay tuned. Okay, I just watered the garden. I do like these. If it was a little bit bigger, that'd be great. If it was a little bit taller, that'd be great. For right now, thumbs up. Now I think I am for sure gonna pull up the potatoes, but I realized that I could tie up the squash a little bit more and do some pruning. I have been trying to train my squash vertically because it does help. The gardening says that it helps with like airflow. So I'm trying that this year. I'm really liking it. I think I planted this squash a little bit too close, and I mean, like, look, there's like 1, 2, there's actually 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here in this little area. So I think if I wasn't trailing them up or like tying them up, I think that it would not, I don't know, I think they would kind of suffocate each other. So I'm gonna tie these up, do the less fun part to then get to the fun part. Okay, I just got done doing a whole bunch of pruning. They look so much airier. Now, I've heard they say to trim off anything that's like below the first fruit. I didn't do that on every single one, but I did do quite a bit of trimming. And then I did tie them up a smidge more. So exciting. We've got some fruit coming in, so that's exciting. I also added a couple more clips on some of I used my old tomato cages on my peppers, and then I had a few extra peppers, so I got these stakes and these clips that I had gotten just at like a garage sale. There was a couple really small ones and then some bigger ones, so I used those. I really like those. Those are really nice. Better than like tying necessarily, just because it's so much easier. So I might look into getting more of those in the future. But yeah, now I think we can do the fun part of harvesting potatoes. Okay, I've gotten through digging up the first row. Here's what I have so far, which isn't bad, I don't think. This is my waste, which I think I'll just put it back in the bed and compost it. But after just starting to dig up this first section, I do think that this is probably the rockiest section. Sorry, I'm trying to put on my glove. This is probably the rockiest section that I have for the potatoes, which when I planted them, for some reason, this section of my upper portion of the yard has a ton of like rocks and even just like lava rocks. I don't know why. It's like they used it to help retain some of the wood, but there's one. But when I planted these potatoes, I took out like a ton, like multiple buckets of rock, and obviously I need to do that more. So I think that this harvest for these type of potatoes, this type of potato, might be a little bit lower than the other one. I don't know, we'll see. And also, I mean, in theory, could I have waited a little bit longer? Probably, but I'm getting impatient, obviously, as you can tell, or I'm getting excited to start harvesting. So I'll keep harvesting, I'll show you the end, but those are kind of my preliminary thoughts, that this section just is a little bit rockier than, I mean, that further portion was the best. And then this section where the other potatoes from yesterday were, did seem less rocky, I thought, as well. So I know the rocks can be a hinder on the potatoes actually growing and forming, but you know, it's my backyard. I'm using what I have, and if we get any type of potato, then that's better than what we started. I started with 5 pounds of potatoes for each variety, and I'm interested to see which one I like better cooking with, which one stores longer, which one has a better yield. Yeah, they ultimately grow for cooking, so exciting. Okay, I just got done with the potatoes. I put all of the greens and stuff, I buried it back into the bed. I kind of redid my fence a little bit. You can see my cosmos so much more. And then here are my potatoes. It's kind of hard to tell compared to yesterday because I'm using a different basket, but I'll weigh it and we'll see how it is compared. Oh, and there's a roly-poly. Oh, and I didn't even get it. There we go. So not too bad. I think it might be pretty similar to the 22 pounds from the early season. I can't remember what those ones are called, but these are the Yukon Golds. It might be pretty similar in weight. I do think these top ones were in like closest to the late season potatoes, and I think I put, when I was burying them, I think I put like the biggest seed potatoes closest to the other type of potato. So these were kind of the last ones that I did, but honestly, like, I mean, even this is just a decent sized potato. I'm happy, I'm excited. I mean, any potato is better than no potato, so. Oh, that one I kind of nicked the skin a little. But I do think, I mean, in theory, I could have left them a little bit longer, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I think if anything affected the harvest, I think it was the rockiness. I think it was the rockiness of the soil. That was the rockiest part. I mean, you can just see there's just like, I mean, there's just rocks everywhere. So I'll have to really dig through. Oh, here's a little one. I'll have to really dig through next year and see what I plant. I don't know what I would plant. Maybe onions here? I don't know, we'll see. But I'll go weigh it and we'll see what it turns out to be. Okay, let's see how heavy this is. 16.6. Well, you know, I'm okay with that. That's still pretty good. Still pretty good. Still added 10 more pounds compared to the 5 pounds that I bought, so yay.